How do you do? Storyteller here, and back with another of this week's journals. Today I actually do have a list of things. I know you didn't see that, that was just to prove I do have a list in front of me of things that have happened either this week or over the course of the previous week since we talked last. So, here we go. Alrighty, I went to coffee with one of my friends. She and I go to the same church, and we have an idea to set up sort of a little young adult night just to get people in our age group together just to socialize a bit, because our generation and our age group can be a bit closed off from one another. We don't communicate well. So it's our idea just for a night of fun to organize my point, don't communicate well. To organize a movie night and snack night and some games, like board games and stuff. Just some things just to get us together and having fun, you know, getting us to meet. But she and I met for coffee. I went and picked her up, and we sat and had coffee for a while, and while we were out, I found it absolutely hilarious. Now, I will explain. She's very sweet. She's a little bit oblivious, because she did not see what kind of nasty glares we were getting. That was right at the beginning of this week. I think that was on Tuesday. We were ordering our coffee, and there's this group of older ladies. I won't say older, they're not, they're probably middle-aged, but staring at us with absolute hatred, and I didn't get it at first, and then I'm like, oh, we're two girls out together, drinking coffee, sitting at the same booth together, talking. Yeah, this probably looks like a date. So I just had the most fun just irritating the crap out of them, just smiling at her. Now, she's my friend. I don't roll like that. Clearly I don't roll like that, because you guys know I have a crush on that hick chief. So, yeah, no, not a lesbian. But it was a lot of fun messing with them, but it was so rude. I mean, two people are just out to coffee together, not doing anything wrong. Why would you just glare at them and send lasers of hatred through your eyes at them? I mean, it was just like scowling, like, how dare you be in the same place as us drinking coffee. So that was fun. I had fun with that. But my friend, she's so sweet. She's completely oblivious to the people staring at us and giving us dirty looks. Just talking. It's just so sweet. But yeah, I was having fun, and she wasn't even in on the joke. But let's see. This week starts what is known around here on the East Coast as the Big E. It's a giant event that brings in all of the New England states together for this sort of big East Coast fair. It's all of the New England states come together for this giant event every year. They have buildings. It's like this tiny town dedicated to this one event that's empty the rest of the year. Each state in the New England category has its own building to show off its state things. Like Maine has seafood and I don't know, they talk about maple and they have maple syrup, and they have homemade crafts and stuff, where Massachusetts has all these political things, and they have historical things, and they have, of course, like clam chowder and stuff like that. And Connecticut, they have like the whatever Connecticut has, but each New England state has its own building. I'm not talking like a little booth. I'm talking a building to show off all of its state pride stuff. And then throughout the rest of the grounds, there's rides. I mean, some serious rides at this place. There's food stands, and there's other buildings for businesses to have booths. These are just little booths, but there's like 4 or 5 different buildings full of vendors from all across New England, and stores setting up booths in these buildings just to advertise their businesses and to sell things. Like, you can find anything. You can find woodworking, you can find cleaning supplies, you can find food, you can find, like, there's 2 or 3 different jerky vendors that package their own jerky there. There's pickle makers, there's carpet weavers, there's literally anything. You can find anything at the Big E, and it's absolutely fantastic. The food is amazing, but the traffic is out of control. It backs up the entire area. Like, I'm very close to where the Big E is, so yeah, a little bit crazy. It's a time of year that all of us sort of dread, because the traffic is out of control, and this lasts about like a month. So, but it's exciting. We're gonna go soon. We might actually end up going on my birthday, which I guess I'll tell you is next Sunday. I think it's next Sunday. Hold on. Yeah, next Sunday is my birthday, so we might end up going to the Big E then, which would be really cool. But yeah, speaking of my birthday, I got a birthday present, which was awesome, but I didn't know about it until, well, it's a difficult situation. If you guys know, if you've seen my videos before, you'd know that I have a giant, massive player piano. It's this wooden, easily 500-pound player piano with this metal wire interior with coils that strike the chords. It's a beautiful piece of machinery. And I came home a few nights ago, maybe 2 nights ago, and it was smashed to oblivion, and most of it was outside in the fire pit, burning. And I'm just like, what? What's going on? Because I'll be moving soon, and I'll be, of course, leaving the piano behind, and they had told me that they would get rid of it, but I'm just like, are they pushing me out the door by getting rid of my piano now? I mean, it hadn't just been, like, pushed outside, or it hadn't been disassembled. It had been smashed to oblivion and burned. I'm like, are you trying to send me a message? And what I didn't know is, when I went inside, I'm like, completely depressed that my piano's smashed up. What I didn't see is I walked right by it. Duh! My birthday present, I got a keyboard. It's a portable keyboard, beautiful keys and all these electronic options on it. It's gorgeous, but I walked right by it. I didn't even see it. I was so bummed out that they completely destroyed the piano that I didn't see the keyboard. I didn't see it until the next morning, so yeah, did I feel like a horrible person? Yes, but do I love my birthday present? Yes. It's a little bit sad to see the piano, the big one, destroyed like that, just because I've had it for so long, and it's what I've learned piano on, and it was a lot to get it here. Like, to get it in the building was not easy, so it's a little sad to see it go, but it's really cool, and it was so nice of them to get me that for my birthday, so that when I do leave and go down to Texas, I'll be able to take the keyboard with me, so I'll have something to play. So that's really cool. Speaking of moving, I'm on a roll here. I'm on a roll. Okay. Let's see. Speaking of going to Texas, there is an option right now. It's not clear as an option, but it's something that's been presented. There's a girl I met. You guys know the Southward Angel. She's my sister. During her wedding last May, not this May, but the May before that, I was in her bridal party. I was one of her bridesmaids, and one of the other bridesmaids, she and I got along really well. We hung out while I was there. She, right now, is thinking about looking for an apartment. So there's an option that I might possibly be able to pull halves on an apartment with her. We would split the rent and just room together. The problem with that is, as much as I do want to cut my rent, and as much as that would be an awesome option, I'm debating, because the whole reason I'm getting away is I want to go off on my own. I kind of want to be independent. I want to have my own living space that I can design, because if I'm sharing a space with her, all of the furniture, all of the accessories, everything would have to be okay with her. Because I'm respectful like that. I wouldn't just put something in the apartment or take something out that she wouldn't agree with. So I would want to customize the apartment, and I wouldn't want to have to work around somebody else. I know that sounds petty, and I know that's a small price to pay for splitting the rent with somebody, but to me, if I'm moving out and if I'm ready to be on my own, I really want it to be something I'm doing. I really want it to be what I want it to be. Like, if I'm getting out of here, I want to get what it is I'm going for, which is my own freedom, my own choice, my own place. So I'm really actually torn. I haven't heard back from Southward Angel whether or not this is a real thing to consider. Like, the other bridesmaid might not get an apartment, might not want to pull halves on an apartment, but it's an option right now. But I have to decide ahead of that, before that happens, whether I would prefer to have complete liberty and complete independence, or to have half my rent paid and have to compromise with somebody on the choices I made. So, that's really difficult. That's a difficult choice, because part of me wants to say, oh, yeah, just, I can make it on my own, but the other part of me says, I could be saving a lot of money by pulling halves on an apartment. What would I be sacrificing? A little bit of compromise on what goes in the apartment, a little bit of compromise on the decorating, and more consideration of, like, because I work at nights, I would have to be more considerate that she'd be in the apartment too. I'd have to be quiet. I wouldn't be able to go cook or turn on music or anything like that. I would just have to go to bed, pretty much. But, so that's something that's been going around in my mind for the past, 2 days. I really need to give that a lot more thought before I make a final decision on that. Not that it's clear as an option. She might not want a roommate after all. But if she does, I really need to decide beforehand what I would do. I'm already losing my voice and I'm only halfway through my list. Okay, let's talk about work stories because, those are always fun. This week, let's see. I think it was either Thursday or Friday. I want to say it was on Friday. I was working in the chutes. You guys know what those are. It's where the toads come flying down these long, slide things, and they hit a door, and sometimes they fly over the doors, which, by the way, that did happen. You probably can't see it because I did put makeup over it before I started recording, but right here, right here I have a red mark on my face where a toad flew over and hit me in the face. Yep, right in the face. So, that was fun. Let's see. Cross that out. But while I was working in the chutes doing that, as the toads are flying down, there's these group of maintenance kids. Now, I say kids, they're probably 19, 20, but they're young compared to most people in the warehouse. So they're gathered together in a little group behind me where I'm working on the chutes, and I hear whispering. And then, I'm kind of paying attention, but I can't really see them because they're behind me. And then I hear, go on, do it. Go on. And I'm like, what are they up to? So I'm, bracing. I'm like, are they going to try to scare me? Are they going to try to, open the chute and make a bunch of stuff fall down on top of me, make it, a joke? They're going to hit the reset button, hit the emergency stop button. What are they doing? But I didn't turn around. Guy comes up behind me. I'm expecting to get scared or something. And I'm bracing for it. Guy comes up, runs up behind me, kisses me right on the shoulder, right almost on the neck. Right there, kiss. Then turns around and starts running away. I'm like, oh, heck no. I have a tote open in front of me. I reached down, I picked up basically the first thing I saw, which was a box about that big of spark plugs. Now, spark plugs, if you don't know, they can be kind of heavy. They're a little bit weighty. Picked it up, box about that big, spark plugs, turn around, whip it. I didn't even aim it. I didn't even think about it. I just, whoom, and it beams him right up the side of the head. It's right in the back of the head. It's didn't even plan that, and all the other guys are like, oh, just completely embarrassed the guy. The guy kept going. Did not stop, but it was hilarious. I wasn't even mad. I just reacted. You're gonna come up behind me, and you're gonna try to startle me, and you're gonna kiss me on the shoulder and expect me to not do something? Yep, nope, you're getting beamed upside the head with spark plugs. So that was fun. Let's see. On Friday, also, it's usually a slow night because we don't actually have any deliveries to send out, so we can go at our own pace. So on Fridays, it's supposed to be that we're allowed to bring in headphones and we're allowed to listen to music because it's such a slow night. Like, we have almost literally nothing to do. We keep busy, but there's very little to do. So, the problem with that is not everybody agrees with the headphone privilege, the headphone privilege. So, those who do allow it say use it cautiously and take it out when you see somebody important coming. So, I've got my one headphone in. I don't use both. I just have one headphone in so that I can still hear, and I have my music going, and I see one of the higher-ups walking by, and I go, oh, that's a higher-up. I better take out my headphone. So I take it out and I let it dangle there. It's like hanging right there. And the guy goes walking by, he looks at me and goes, your headphone's dangling. Put it in your ear. Don't want it to catch on something. Put it in your ear. I'm like, oh, okay. I got you. Okay, good. Got you. I'm like, okay, that was cool. So I put it in my ear. Another guy comes walking by. Hey, you got headphones in? I'm like, yeah. He's like, take it out. Take it out. Don't want you to listen to music. I'm like, okay. So take it out. It's dangling again. My first boss comes by. He's like, why are your headphone dangling? He's like, why are your headphone dangling? I'm like, shut up, I'm talking. Why are your headphone dangling? What are you doing? I'm like, well, he told me to take it out. He told me I couldn't listen to music. He's like, no, you can listen to music. It's fine. It's a slow night. This is my boss for my department. All these different bosses are telling me all different things. But my boss for my department says, put in your headphones. It's a long night. You good. You all good. So, put the headphone back in. Now I'm heading over to my fork truck. Note, I am not on my fork truck. I am not driving the fork truck. The fork truck is not on. The switch is not switched into the on position. I am just near my fork truck with my earbud in. Another manager comes walking by. He goes, hey, you know you can't drive a fork truck with your earphone in. You need both ears for that. I go, I'm not on the fork truck. I'm not on the fork truck. Not on the fork truck. So yeah, needless to say, it was a night of earphone in, earphone out, earphone in, earphone out, until finally I got so sick of it, I just wrapped up the cord around the MP3, because I'm a dork, I still use an MP3 player, wrapped it up, shoved it in my locker, and forgot about it. I'm just like, it's not even worth it. I'll sing to myself. I'll hum. I don't care. I don't care enough to fight this battle just so I can wear headphones. It's not worth it. So, that was interesting. Losing my voice. Also, on Friday, we had a really busy Friday night. In shipping department, there aren't a lot of people in my area. I'm in the area with the chutes, but when we finish up our work over there, we get sent down to the docks, and the docks basically... I'm warning you. The docks are dealing with pallets that are coming in from stores that are going out to stores, or pallets that get returned because something was wrong with them and we have to process them. When that happens, we have to disassemble the pallets, separate all the items in it, and send them back to their original locations. It's a lot to do, but it's the only way to keep things organized, because otherwise things pile up, gets out of control. So what we're doing is we're breaking down pallets, ripping apart the plastic, sorting items, setting them onto different areas so they can get taken away to their respective areas. Blech. Everything's divided like A section, B section, C section, so we're sorting to those areas. And while we're doing that, all the guys are talking. Now, the people hired on at the warehouse, hired on at the warehouse are all from different areas. We have some people from Dominican Republic. We have some people here straight from Africa. We have people here straight from, I think, Portugal. We have people from Haiti. We have people from Korea. We have people, lots of people down on the loading dock. All guys, by the way. All of these, I was the only girl over there, which was kind of annoying. I only say that just because it's a little bit like being the only sheep hanging out around a pack of wolves. Or a deer with a pack of wolves, and all the wolves are like, oh, it's cool, you're one of us, we're friends. But the deer is just standing there like, I could be food any second now. Don't kill me. So yeah, that's kind of what it's like being the only girl down on the shipping dock, but it's cool. Most of them are really nice guys. I have some trouble, like, the other night, a guy I won't say what it was, just because I don't want to upset anybody watching, or people who know me. I don't want them to feel like I was disrespected, but a guy made a crude comment, and one of my friends down on the shipping dock, because I like to stay in good terms with people, because I find the more friends you have, the more they sort of come to your rescue when things go wrong, which happened in this case. A guy made a really crude comment, and one of my friends from the shipping dock comes up to him, does not even hesitate, reels back, and punches him right in the heart. Like, right, pow! Right in the heart. Sorry, that was unsightly and loud, but boom. I'm just like, I didn't even need to do anything. I'm good. I feel completely avenged. I do not even need to say a word. Like, he actually, the guy who punched him, actually saved that guy's job, because I would have probably reported him. But now I don't need to, because an eye for an eye. You threw a nasty comment, he threw a punch right at your heart. So, we good. We even. But anyway, my point was, there's a lot of us down on the dock, and there's so much diversity down there. There's people from all over the world in the shipping department. In the other areas, it's actually just a lot of the same people. There's a lot of really snobby, really stuck-up, annoying white people, which is frustrating, because in all the other departments, those are the easier departments. Like, people go to shipping who can handle going to shipping. You have to be tough to be in the shipping department. That's just acknowledged all over the facility. I'm not just saying that because I'm in it. I'm saying you actually have to be really tough to be in the shipping department. So, that's probably, again, nothing against my fellow females, but that's probably why there were no other women on the loading dock, because that's how hard it is. It's really hard. You have to be competitive. You have to take a beating, which I do. If you could see, it's on this side, under the makeup, I get bruised. I got a bruise there, nasty. A tote flew off, hit me. Ouch. Put up my arm to keep it from hitting me in the face. Ouch. I have scratches. I have bruises. I have aches and pains. But it's okay, because I like my job. But yeah, so what I keep trying to talk. There's a lot of diversity down there, so it's really interesting listening to these conversations, because all of these people are from different backgrounds, different parts of the world, and they all know their native languages. So as we're sorting, we're picking up items, or like rotors, and one guy says rotors in his language, and they say, oh, that's nothing, you should hear it in my language, blah, 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 blah. One guy will say it in African, one guy will say it in, I know Africa is a continent, not a country or a dialect. I'm sorry, I don't mean to generalize Africa like that. I just mean, like, there's a lot of guys from different areas in Africa, but they all say, when you ask them where they're from, they don't say a place, they say Africa. So, I'm not just generalizing Africa, I want to put that out there. I'm not stupid. I know Africa is not a country, it's a continent. I know that. But that's what they say for clarity, because they know if they said their native place, the country within Africa, we probably would have no idea what they said. Like, honestly, we would probably have no idea where it is. So they just say Africa. So that's them. That's not me. but in their own dialect from wherever in Africa they're from. They'll say, oh, this is how you say this in my language. Then we have a guy speaking Portuguese, we have a guy speaking Korean, we have a guy speaking Japanese, we have a guy translating Spanish, we have a guy who just traveled here from Mexico saying it in Spanish. We have all these beautiful languages, and I'm just sitting here like, wow, I don't know nothing. I'm really boring. I'm like, I can sign it. And they're like, oh, yes. And they all call me Mommy, no matter where they're from. That's just how I'm known on the dock now. They all call me Mommy, little Mommy. So, it's kind of adorable, but they're like, yeah, little Mommy, yeah, Mommy, show us. And I'm like, I'm finger spelling because that's all I can do, but I'm like, I feel special because nobody else knows how to sign language. So I'm like, palette, okay, Pallet, yay, I can sign. And then they're all speaking these gorgeous languages and translating through their different dialects, and I'm like, that's pretty cool. But it's awesome. It really is so amazing seeing such diversity in such a small location. All of us working together, working the same, because you have to kick butt to stay in shipping department. So for all of us to be there, we all have that in common, even though we have so many differences, and that's just amazing to me to see. So anyway, oh yeah, and the next day on Saturday I broke a forklift. I didn't intentionally do it, and I did not do it in a way that it was actually my fault, but I was riding on the forklift, and the chain, the motor chain, what is it called? I know this because I know a little bit about engines now because I've been working here, and I know a little bit about engines, but the chain, the thing that keeps it going, whatever, the thing that makes it go forward, broke inside of it, and it went as I'm driving it. I'm like, what did I do? Uh-oh. I'm like looking around. Hello? I think I broke it. And the maintenance guy comes over. He's like, what did you do? I'm like, I don't know. He looks at the screen. He's like, that's E10 blah, error blah blah blah. It's the chain and the blah thing. Yeah, just step off of it and go get another one. I'm like, okay. Sorry. So... So yeah, that got stuck in the middle of the aisle for like half an hour. Anyway. Yeah, so that's about it. A lot of, like, we went out shopping today a little bit, just the local mall, looking for some stuff for my apartment and just stuff in general. I mean, we just like to shop, but mostly apartment stuff. I'm really looking forward to going. It hasn't really been determined exactly when I'm going, just because trying to work out a lot of details right now in contemplation of the upcoming holiday when it would be opportune time to go, but also dealing with this whole apartment thing and trying to get some details settled. But I'm really excited. However this turns out, whenever it is I do end up going, I'm really jazzed to get out of here. I don't mean it like that. I mean, it's nice here. I have it good here, but I'm looking to be out on my own. I'm looking for something new. I'm looking to be with my sister, with my friends, obviously, with my cowboy. But yeah, I'm just really looking forward to a new start. Just the idea of starting over in someplace new things to explore, new people to meet, an entirely different culture of people, because the South is so different, especially in that area. It's so different, but in the best possible way. So, I know it's not all going to be easy. It's probably not going to be easy at all, actually. I'm gonna have struggles, I'm gonna be stressed, it's gonna be crazy, but I'm looking forward to it, whatever does come. I'm really excited about whatever is in store. I can't wait to find out how it's gonna go. So I'll keep you guys informed, and I promise I will be making more videos soon. I actually did record a new game for you guys to watch. I just haven't had the chance to edit the video yet. I've been a little bit busy, so I'll get on that soon. But in the meantime, thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you guys in the next video. Bye-bye!